this is like the domain perplexity.ai. So see, it is going through all these websites, and now it is giving me a list of all the companies that deal with sensors.
This is very helpful.
Yes, very helpful. Really very helpful. Again, like finding customers becomes so easy because of this. I don't have to go to any any social gathering to find out. I don't have to go to any conference to go to any company's desk and ask them, oh, do you deal with sensors or not. I don't have to go through any of that. I can just go to Perplexity. I can tell it I need this and give the results. Again, if I go to Google, I'll have to go through. Yes, sorry.
Oh, sorry. How about the difference between this and Google Gemini? Because Google already has the information.
Yes.
itself. So what's going to be the difference between this and that?
Yes. So again, Google Gemini, and this is actually very similar now. But this was like this has been there for like 1.5 years. But like Google Gemini has added like web search very recently, maybe like 1 month ago. But if you prefer that, now you can also use Google Gemini. Okay. Yeah. One difference is sometimes people don't notice in Google Gemini, in ChatGPT, and all of these other tools, you have to go and explicitly toggle the web search function. People might not have noticed that, or people might miss that sometimes. Over here, this will do it by default because this is like a search engine basically, and also because this is the main function that this is the main problem or the main challenge that they are trying to solve. This their agent or their software, so to speak, has been made for that. So it is better basically in sorts because they're targeting that one thing. With Gemini, they have like a general purpose LLM. The web search is like an additional thing that they are offering. But whereas for Perplexity, this is like their main thing sort of. So I have usually found that they give better results because again, like I said, this is like the thing that you want to solve. Yes, people.
And comparing Gemini and this one using the real-time data while Gemini is using the database data, stored data, right? Or
Yes, but again, like I mentioned, in Gemini as well, you get the option to ask it to search. Yeah. So they've added that recently, but again, like I mentioned, this is just meant for search. So this is optimized for it. This will give you better results in a way in most cases. Gemini, like ChatGPT, is meant for general purposes as well, and the search thing is something that they've added because they have Google. Obviously, they need to provide search. So yeah, but this is I found this better. But I usually try to use sometimes both as well. If I'm working on something that I feel I need I think like the results are very important to me, or the challenges may be a little too complex, then I can go to both of them and see which is giving better results. Yeah.
I just want to add some question. Do you use the Gemini to generate like website? Like it mentions you how to do a website design.
Sorry, what can it be?
Like I've seen like where an AI used to generate like websites that build it from the scratch.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I have used that. It's called Google Firebase, I think, Firebase Studio. Yeah, I've used that. It's good, but I have I have some alternatives that I can also recommend. Maybe like 5 slides. So we can come to that. There are 2 or 3 alternatives basically. There's one called Lovable and the other one called Bold. You can also, or you should also try those maybe. But yeah, we can come to that in a bit. So yes, back to this. You are a Java programmer. Now, if I wanted to write Java code, I am prefixing my actual question with "you are a Java programmer." So this is the first one, the role prompting. I'm assigning it a role in the very first sentence. You are a Java programmer because I wanted to write Java program. If I wanted to do data analysis, I will say you are a data analyst. if I wanted to do research, then I will say you are, you know, so and so. Yes.
It's, go ahead, yes. For example, if we want to start up, we can use give the rule of customer, for example.
Mm-hmm.
You are my customer, the rule specification is please say about your need or your judgment about the price.
Correct.
Yeah?
Yes, yes. If you
The
want.
rule means that.
Correct, yes, correct. If you want to get some judgment of your product from it, you will say you are my customer or you are a
my
customer.
You
Yes,
are my.
correct. So whatever task you wanted to do, assign it the role of that task in the very first sentence, the job responsibility or the job title or whatever. If I wanted to do mathematics-based researching, I will begin the sentence with you are a math researcher, you know, or you are an expert in math, something like that. It doesn't have to be you are a, it can also be you are an expert in so and so thing. So you are an expert in data analysis, and then I'll give it a data analysis question in the lines below. So then it will give me better answers. For the second one, for chain of thought prompting, that is nothing but I'll just tell it to use, you know, reasoning. I'll just mention explicitly use reasoning or use deep thinking or keywords like this to force it to use reasoning and to force it to use. So chain of thought is nothing but like when we like as humans we approach a problem, we first start with the basic, then we go to step 2, then we go to step 3, right? And like we work our way towards the solution. So that is nothing but the same thing that we want it to do. We don't want it to just, you know, arrive at the solution directly. We want it to, you know, work its way towards the solution from the problem. So I will say, you know, use deep reasoning, use deep thinking, you know, keywords like this sort of. Yeah. And few short prompting. So for few short prompting, again, like I mentioned, if my question is about multiplication, this is a very simple like example. But if I didn't know what 5 into 5 is, and if I want ChatGPT to tell me, but maybe I know what 2 into 2 is, maybe I know what 4 into 4 is, right? So I can say 2 into 2 equals to 4. I can say like 3 into 3 equals to 9. And then I will say what 5 into 5 is. See, it says 25. I mean, this is a very simple example. This it will tell me even if I don't use like example or few short prompting. But for more complex questions or for more complex tasks, it has been noticed that this sort of prompt engineering or this sort of prompt, you know, construction works and gives better results. One example, like I had mentioned, if you think that whatever content it is generating in terms of like paragraphs or whatever, for example, if you want to send a Slack message, like a really big Slack message, you wouldn't write everything on your own. If you want to like send a really big Slack message on your team, you wouldn't write the entire thing, maybe you're too lazy and you want ChatGPT to write. I go to ChatGPT, I tell it what I wanted to write my problem, and it will give me the Slack message. Maybe it is too rude. I don't like it to be rude. I want it to be a professional message. So maybe I don't like the tone of it. So then I can give it examples in the beginning, maybe 2-3 sentences to show what kind of tone I am expecting in the answer, in the actual answer. And then it will learn from those 2-3 sentences, like, okay, this guy wants a very professional and, you know, calm or composed tone or whatever. And then the answer will also be accordingly. So these are again some of the use cases. So like I mentioned, you want to write marketing copy or like, you know, marketing ad. If whatever a description I put, the title must be short and sweet. So this is about the title. Next, if I put hash body, and then here I mention whatever about the body. Body should be sweet as well and short. this is about the body. It understands because it understands structure. Like this hash, whatever comes after the hash title, it will understand is about the title of the email. This hash body, whatever comes after the hash body, it will understand is about the body. Whereas now these are just two sentences. If I club them together into one paragraph, it will get that. But sometimes you have complex tasks wherein you have like an entire paragraph of query that you are giving it. In those circumstances, it is not better to give it like a really long query or a really long question or prompt. It is better to break the paragraph down or the paragraphs down into structured texts that make logical sense. The above structure should make logical sense. It should be clubbed by one particular theme. The next one should also be clubbed by one particular theme. Here it is body, for example, and so on and so forth. And you can mention explicit titles so that it will understand like the text that is following is about the title.
Manas, do you think we could have a short break so folks
Oh, yeah,
can
yeah.
grab a coffee?
And then this is another one called Lavant. If you want to generate ad clips or designs that you want to post, this is also a very good tool for that.
Manas, do you think we can share the slides
Yeah.
with folks after the session?
Of course,
Okay,
yes,
perfect.
definitely, most definitely. So yes, basically you can tell it what to do and it will do it for you in the design. I will also show you an example that I made in Canva. So for example, I give it this prompt. Canva, again, I mentioned Canva is a very good tool for digital marketing, or generating content for digital marketing. So for example, over here, I asked it to make a promotional or like an advertisement graphic, and I asked it to put 3 key features. I gave it the tagline, the name of my product as well. I asked it to put like a phone mock-up. Maybe this is like for an app. So I asked it to put a phone mock-up, and this is what it gave me. Now you notice sometimes it will go wrong, but a lot of the designs that it generates are very good. These are like professional level designs.
Are you getting it with Canva Premium or like do you have access to?
This is Canva Premium.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it is available in Canva Free or not. Also, do you know?
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
No, I tried.
But this is very good tool nonetheless.
Thank you.
Oh, it's all right.
And you should press and hold to like
Dim
to dim it or like make it lighter. Okay.
It's good. Great.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is a very good tool nonetheless. If you have a lot of marketing that you need to do, then yes, it is worth paying the price, I would say. Yeah, just another example. Again, I mentioned that in one of the images the photo didn't show my app, so so basically whatever like iteration you give it or whatever correction you give it, it will go through it and correct itself sort of, just like ChatGPT.
But the other one is free, the Love Art.
Lavart is free.
It has some free like plans.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. Yes. Then both are the things that you should check out. Definitely check out Lavart. It's got freemium subscription. You can use stuff for free. Again, why it matters, obviously, like I mentioned, it is very useful for generating content for digital marketing. It can be from anything from LinkedIn advertisement to getting it about everything that needs to be there inside the web page or whatever is required inside the web page. and within 2 minutes I got my entire web page. And this is like a very polished and professional looking and modern UI or web page, you can say, which is very good even for the first iteration. And then again, like if you feel like you need some changes, just like you give questions or prompts to ChatGPT, you give it prompts and it'll do it for you. For example, I gave it a prompt about adding a toggle for dark mode. It is somewhere over here. And this was not there before in the first iteration. I just asked it to add a toggle for dark mode because my eyes hurt, for example, and it made that possible in another 2 minutes. So this is a very easy to use tool. You can use this for making web pages. You can use this for making actual proper like web applications, full-fledged web applications with tons of features.
Can it add pictures as well? Like if you add.
Oh yeah, definitely. It can add pictures as well. So for example, if I ask. It'll take a minute. In the meantime, I can show you the other one, which is called Kurs. So this is like another one. This is better if you want to make like a mobile application. The other one is better if you want to make like a desktop application or like a desktop web page. But this one, bolt.new, is better if you want to make like a mobile application. So for example, I will say I want to make a to-do app, and okay, I have to sign.
Is it going to be compatible with both Android and like iOS?
I think it is, yes.
This is really helpful.
Yes, it is. Again, like the tools you get nowadays, pretty soon maybe I'll be out of job. You can do just prompt engineering and do my job.
Hopefully not.
Okay, yeah. I want to make a to-do app, let's see. Oh, okay. Maybe not 2 minutes, maybe 5 minutes.
We'll come back to it later.
So yes, these are the tools obviously. These are some of the everyday productivity tools. Yeah. So it'll add clip arts.
For the tools that you introduce for funding, and in what ways they help us find those resources?
They are not tools. They are actually like actual fundings and grants that maybe like some organization is offering, some government is offering, but they are specific to people or startups who are keen on using a lot of AI. They are like AI specific, so I thought like they'll be maybe relevant over here. Again, like they are there in the slides, maybe you can like have a look in detail. And yes, this is the app. So this is the other thing. Yes.
Could you please get back to the Lovable website and let's go over your prompt from the beginning.
Oh yeah, of course. Okay.
Let's
So-
see how to build this kind of prompt and
Of course,
what you
yes.
said there.
So like I asked it, of course, like these are like the cliche things you mentioned, like clean modern UI and all that. You mentioned like why, what is the context, like what the web page is about or what the company is about. You mentioned like the again like the purpose of the web page. You mentioned like the visual style, for example, minimal. You don't want it to be in your face, for example. It needs to be like linear. friendly but smart. What kind of color palette you want. What kind of UX you want. Like round edges sort of. So these are like specifics. Basically, you can mention like tone and voice as well, for example. Then you mention your structure. The hero section is like basically this main section. So what goes in the hero section? The headline, the subheading, and stuff. That is like these are like the contents basically of your website. This will be specific to your use case. Key feature section, for example, still going over the contents. Form. Again, going over the contents. Like this is like the entire thing is like just contents. And then optional extra. Oh, this is why I didn't add a dark mode first time around. I had mentioned it as optional. But yes.
Yeah. So just add a few more thing here. That's what I do regularly. For example, there is a business. It's called some of the business. I use just for example about the car. I want to do a business. Right now, just I search in ChatGPT and listed the features. And it maybe it's 20 features available. That means car is selling and just one customer is searching the car. There will be feature to smart searching. It's called range, something like that. So just I listed the features. It's maybe 20 features available. And then I just put down the wall of these features here. And depends on those features, just application full developed. So there are not only these tools, there are lots of tools available. I normally use B0. There is another tool.
B0?
It's another tool to develop the application. So if I just put all of these requirements there, it's automatically generated everything.
Thank you.
Thanks for sharing.
So one thing that he mentioned, this is something like you can do as well. Maybe you don't want to write the entire prompt and mention what kind of styling you want. You can also use ChatGPT for it to write the prompt for you. So you can use prompt. You can use ChatGPT for it to write the prompt. So you give it the prompt and just give it the basic idea of what your website will be, the key features that your website should have, and then it will generate this entire prompt. You mentioned that you want a prompt for lovable, for example, or for bold, and it will give you the entire prompt. So that is also doable. If you are not maybe familiar with what needs to go where, you can use ChatGPT or Gemini or any of these models for that, and it will give you this entire prompt, and you can just copy paste that over here, and then Lovable will generate the website for you. Key things you just need to know is what kind of features you need to have, of course, in the website, what kind of business functionalities you need to mention or you need to have in the website. But apart from that, for example, the aesthetics and all of that, ChatGPT will take care of. Just let it generate the prompt. If you can try that at least once. Okay. Actually, we have sort of that. Yes. You also have we also have some other stuff that we wanted to get into. This is basically tools that you can use to build automations.
Bugün 28 Temmuz 2025 Üniversitesine geldim. Burada bir kursa katıldım. Birçok hediyeleri oldu. Açık büfeleri vardı. Kahve, sandviç, tatlılar, bisküviler, kurabiyeler. Böyle bir hediye kartı verdiler. Bol bol kahve içtim. Üniversitesi kampüsü içindeyim. Kendi projelerine katılmamı önerdiler. Mail adreslerini verdiler. Ve birkaç kişiyle tanıştık. Burada akademisyen kadrodan. Bakalım kontakta kalacağız. Bugün böyle değişik bir aktivite olmuş oldu. Görüşmek üzere.